we go to price elasticity of demand. When I talk about price elasticity of demand, it simply means the degree of responsiveness between the quantity demanded of a product as a result of a change in price. Elasticity means respond towards price. So what people do, what consumers do when prices increases, how do they respond to price increase? Consumers, because we said it is price elasticity of demand. So it's talking about consumers' behavior, consumers' responsiveness when there's a change in price, either an increase in price or a decrease in price. Do you get that? Yes. All right, let's go down. All right, definition of price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand measures the extent to which the quantity demanded changes when the price of the product changes. The formula used to calculate it is, so before we go to the formula, like I told you earlier, I said price elasticity is what? The degree of responsiveness between the quantity demanded of a product as a result of a change in price. So as soon as prices change, as soon as price changes, consumers will respond. The behaviors of consumers will change. So how does it change? Does it reflect positivity or negativity? So with price elasticity of demand, we would know if consumers' response was great for the business or not. That's why we have price elasticity, to determine if consumers are willing to buy more or buying less. So we have the formula: percentage change in the quantity demanded over percentage change in price. So a derivative for this formula is Q2 minus Q1 over Q1 divided by P2 minus P1 over P1. What I mean is this. For price elasticity, please. So we say PED equals to percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in price, right? Yes. All right, so we say PED equals to Q2 minus Q1 over Q1 divided by P2 minus P1 over P1, where our Q1 is the original quantity. Q2 is the change in quantity. P1 is the original price, and P2 is the change in price. Do you get it? So this is the formula for PED. So now we go to calculating the PED. Whenever we calculate our PED, are you with me, please? Yes. Whenever we calculate our PED, we arrive at an answer. So the answer will tell us if the price elasticity of demand is elastic or inelastic. Are you with me? So let's read. It says, to work out elasticity of demand, it is necessary to first calculate the percentage change in the quantity demanded and the percentage change in price. To do this, the change of quantity in quantity demanded is divided by the original demand and multiplied by 100. The same process is used to work out the percentage change in price. For example, the quantity demanded may rise from 200 to 240 as a result of a price falling from 10 to 9. In this case, the percentage change in quantity demanded is, so look at what we have here. Where's the paper, please? We have a quantity, they said a rise in quantity from 200 to 240. So a rise in quantity, so from 200 to 240. So we have Q1 to be 200, then Q2 is 240. Then there's a fall in price from P1 from 10 to P2, which is 9. Yes or no? Yeah. I will say Q2 minus Q1, that's 200 minus 240 over Q1, 200, divided by P2, 9 minus 10 over 10. Do you get it up to here? Okay. So from here, we have our PED to be 200 minus 240, that's minus 40 over 200 divided by 9 minus 10.
1.
Minus 1. Minus 1 over 10. I think it's clear up to here. So from here we have our minus 40 over 200 multiplied by 10 and minus 1. Yes or no? So minus has cancelled minus. So that's done. So 0 has cancelled the 0 here. 0 has cancelled the 0 here. Yes or no? So we have 4 over 2. Which is the same as what? 2. Is it clear?
It's 2.
It's 2, yeah. Is it clear? All right, so let's check. Do we have anything? Q2 minus Q1. Q2 is 240, sorry. Q1 is 200. Q2 minus Q1 over Q1 is 240. We go to 200. Did you get it? So we're going to have 40 here. Then we have minus 2. Clear, right? We use 200 instead of 240. So that's 240 minus 200 over 200. So 240 minus 200 will be 40 over 200, not minus 40. So 40 over 200 divided by minus 1 over 10 gives us 40 over 200 multiplied by 10 over minus 1. So 0, 0, 0, 0. Then we have 4 over 2 times minus 1. So 2 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. So our price elasticity of demand is minus 2. So this shows that there's what? Elasticity. So it's perfectly elastic. That means there's a change in the quantity. There is so much change in the quantity demanded as a result of a change in price. You know, the price fell from 9 to 10. Yes or no? That was what they said there. Yes. The price fell from 10 to 9. Yes or no? Yes. So because the price fell from 10 to 9, there's a significant change in the quantity demanded. So the price elasticity of demand here is elastic. It is inelastic if it is not up to 1. It is unitary if it is 1. That means from 0.1 to 0.9, it is inelastic. That means there's no significant change in the quantity demanded. But when it is 1, it becomes unitary. That means your percentage change in quantity demanded equals to the percentage change in price. But if it is more than 1, it is what? Elastic. Forget about the negative sign. So negative sign doesn't matter in elasticity. Do you get my point? So here we have our minus 2. So
if 1 is equal,
it's unitary. We call it unitary. Yeah. Is it clear? Okay. So that's about that. Now they said in each case, calculate the PED. So can you do that? Yes. Okay. So they said in each case, calculate the PED. A fall in price from 4 to 3. So a fall in price. Hold on, please. Let's have text. A fall in price from 4 to 3. So we have causes the demand to extend from 60 to 105. So we have P1. So we have our P1 to be equals to 4. And P2, our P2 equals to 3. Right? Yes or no? Yes. Then we have our Q1. Our Q1 to be equals to 60. Then Q2 equals 105. Yes or no? Yes. 105. Now, to calculate, we said Q2 minus Q1. So 105, Q2 minus Q1, 105 minus 60 divided by Q2 minus Q1 over Q1 divided by 60 divided by P2, 3 minus P1, 4 divided by 4. Yes or no? Yes. So from here we have, so equals to Q2 minus Q1, that's 105 minus 60. What is 105 minus 60, please? 105 minus 60?
105
minus 60.
55.
155 divided by 60.
5.
155.
No, not 155. It's 55 because it's
55, yeah, 55. Sorry. So we have 55 divided by 60. divided by 60
Yes.
divided by Q2 minus Q1. That's 3 minus 4, which is minus 1, right?
Yes, minus 1 over
Yeah.
4.
Minus 1 over minus 1 over 4. Yes or no?
Yes.
So we have, so from here we have 55 over 60, 55 divided by 60, multiplied by 4 over 1,
Negative 1.
the negative 1. Okay. So what does it give you? So the final answer will be, so 55 divided by 60, 55 times 4.
It's negative
Okay.
3.6666.
Because it's
Then 7.
negative 3.6.
Yes.
So that's the PED. Is it clear?
Yes.
All right. So we have our PED. PED equals percentage change in quantity demand equals this. So that's all about it. Clear?
Yes.
We'll go down. Let's try to. All right. So we'll go to interpretation now. Interpretation of PED. I think it's clear. You can do the other ones yourself later. So the interpretation of the PED, it said the PED figure, it said the PE figure provides two pieces of information. One is given by the sign. In the vast majority of cases, it is a minus. This tells us that there's an inverse relationship between the quantity demand and price. Minus a rise in price will cause a contraction in demand, and a fall in price will cause an extension in demand. I think that is clear. Okay. So the other piece of information is provided by the size of the figure. This indicates the extent by which demand will extend or contract when price changes. A figure of -2, for example, indicates that 1% change in price will cause 2% change in quantity demand. Do you get the point you're making here? So for every 1% change in price, there will be 2% change in the quantity demanded. So we go to elastic and inelastic demand. Are you there?
Yes.
So most products have either elastic or inelastic demand. Elastic demand occurs when the change in price results in a greater percentage change in the quantity demanded. Give a PED figure, ignoring the sign of more than 1, but less than infinity. So we don't need the sign here. So what you have to know about elastic demand is that there's elastic demand, there's elasticity. That means the PED is elastic if the quantity or if the figure we get is more than 1. So the price elasticity of demand for such products is elastic. Do you get the point here? Yes. So as we calculated, we got 3.6, right? Ignoring the negative sign. It means the product we're talking about here has an elastic demand. So the demand for this product is elastic. Even perfectly elastic. Do you get the point I'm making here? Yes. So when demand is elastic, price and total revenue move in opposite direction. So for example, 10 products may initially be demanded at a price of $5 each, giving a total revenue of $50. If the price falls to $4 each and demand rises, so what they're saying is if the demand or if the price elasticity of demand is elastic, it means our total revenue will also will rise. That is the point there. Yes. If when you calculate your price elasticity of demand, you see that it is elastic, it means your total revenue would also improve. Mm-hmm. Your profit might not improve, but your total revenue will improve. That is the point they are making here. Do we get it or not?
Yes.
Do you get it, Mohammed? Yes, price elasticity of demand. So it's the degree of responsiveness. So as soon as there's a change in price of a product, and when we calculate our price elasticity of demand, we get to realize that it is elastic. It will only mean that our total revenue would increase. Note, sometimes you can have more revenue, but you might not make profit. Do you get the point? That's the point they are making here. They said when the demand is elastic, price and total revenue move in the opposite direction. For example, 10 products may initially be demanded at a price of 5, giving a total revenue of 50. If the price falls to 4, for each and demand rises to 20, given a PED of -5, 100% minus 20%, then the total revenue would increase to 80. In the case of elastic demand, a firm can raise total revenue by lowering the price, but it must be aware that if it raises the price, its total revenue would fall. That is the point. When you raise your price, the demand for your product would fall. When you reduce the price, the demand for your product will rise. So either ways, it is reversed because it's inversely related, price and quantity demanded. So you can be sure as a firm that if you reduce the price of your product, a lot of customers will buy. Your revenue will increase, will improve. But it does not assure you profit. It only assures you that you're going to make more revenue. Same goes to when you reduce your price. When you reduce your price, your revenue will fall. But it doesn't mean you won't make profit. You might still make profit. Do you understand? Do you get it or not? No. When prices rises, when prices increases for firms, the demand for our products will fall. That means our total revenue would reduce. But when prices falls, the total revenue will increase. That is the point. Your total revenue increasing might not mean that you're making profit. Your total revenue falling does not indicate that you're making a loss. Do you get the point I'm saying here? You might buy 10 products. You used to sell them for 5. At the end of it, you bought it for 4. You used to sell for 5. So when you bought it for 4, you are selling for 5. It means the total you're going to make is 10. Right? You're going to make $10. But now, you increase the price to 6. You sold 7. Normally, when you sell, you bought, this is what we're saying here. You bought for $40. You sell for $50. Then you bought 10 products. So that means you bought it for 100. You used to sell for 500. That's what it means, right? You're going to make a profit of $100. Now you increase the price. When you increase the price, you won't be selling this quantity anymore. You might not be selling all this quantity. Now that you increase the price from 50 to 60, you increase the price from 50 to 60, you sold, let's say you sold 9. Let's say 9, or let's say maybe you sell 8 of the products. Selling 8 means that you're going to make 480. But you sell less, you're making more profit. You bought it for 400, you're selling for 480. Normally, when you sell all at 5, at 50, you make 100 gain. But now you sell less, you still make gain of 80. Do you get the point? So what the interpretation is saying is that when you increase the price of your product as firms, the quantity demanded for your product will fall, which means your revenue will fall. But does not mean that you're not making profits. You might still make profit. But revenue would fall because the price has increased based on the law of demand. In the other way around, when you reduce the price of your product, the quantity demanded for your product will rise. So that means your revenue will increase. But it does not indicate or it does not guarantee that you're going to make profit. Just like you're selling now, instead of selling for 50, you sold for, now you sold for, instead of selling for 50, you sold for 40. Selling for 40 might mean that you're going to sell everything. So you sold everything, that is 400. You're not making profit, you're not making loss. But what is certain is that your demand has increased. So that is the point here. Is it clear? All right. So for elastic demand, if our PED is elastic, it means our revenue would what? Would increase. Clear? Yes. So look at it here. Based on the change in price, a fall in price from P to P1, the quantity demanded increased from Q to what? Q1. There's more space in between the graph. That is the point. Is it clear?
Yes.
All right. So go to inelastic. So why do we call it inelastic? We call it inelastic because based on the quantity, based on the change in price, the quantity demanded does not really change. There's no significant change in the quantity demanded of the product as a result of a change in price. Let me set an example of this. Sometimes some goods, example like food, they are basic needs, yes or no? So no matter what the price is, we want to buy them. Do you understand? So the price, an increase in the price of food might not really affect the quantity demanded because food is a basic need. Do you know what I'm saying here? So the demand for some products are inelastic because they are basic needs, they are necessity. That is what I'm saying here. For inelastic demand, it means that there is no significant change in the quantity demanded of the product as a result of a change in price. So that is from 0.1 to maybe 0.1. It is inelastic because it is not significant. That means there's no big change based on a change in price. So when you check the graph of an inelastic demand, the quantity Q1 and Q2 will not have more space in between, like it has in elastic. Let's go down and see. Now look at it. You see now that there's no significant change in the quantity demanded of that product. Because look at the Q1, the Q and the Q1 graph are still almost close together. That indicates inelastic demand. Is it clear?
Yes.
Is it clear, please?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.